Hello, welcome back. Outriders is now live for everybody, baby. I hope you all are having as much fun as I am. In today's video, we're going to go over my Pyromancer build. This includes all things skills, gear, including mods and attributes you should be paying attention to, as well as where you want to be speccing your class points if this type of build speaks to you. This build is going to be a glass cannon, minimal health, minimal sustain, minimal tankiness, but maximum damage output in both your abilities and your firepower. Let's get into it. The three skills we are going to utilize in this build are going to be Feed the Flames for your health. You absolutely need this as part of this build. As previously mentioned, this character and this setup is very, very squishy. Thermal Bomb, which is going to be your primary offensive ability, and Volcanic Round, aka Maid's Magic Wand. And this is a magic wand because you need to think, with this piece of gear modifier, as soon as you activate your Volcanic Rounds, you have 25% bonus anomaly power, which is a massive buff. This buff on your wand lasts until you sufficiently have eliminated all of the Harry Potter ammunition from your magazine, aka reloading or swapping weapons. This means that while you have your magic wand active, you're going to do a ton more damage with all of your abilities, but this is not just a wand. It also fires massive bullets, so it buffs your bullet damage on its own, as well as providing an additional source of burn. This means that anytime you have volcanic rounds active, you have infinitely more sources of burn, and I would highly recommend to you to utilize a gun with a massive magazine. The bigger the mag, the longer you can go without reloading, and the more opportunities you have to inflict burn onto your enemies. Not only that, but volcanic rounds are buffed by your anomaly power as it inflicts anomaly-based damage. Compound this with the fact that volcanic rounds also are going to provide you with free armor piercing, which is so helpful against the ironclad enemies in this game. If you think we're done with synergies, you're out of your mind. In the class tree I have pictured right here, you can see we need to put a skill point into the ability, which grants bonus weapon damage after activating any explosive skills. Rest in peace, Billy Mays. But wait, there's more. We're going to put a point into Inferno bullets, which, guess what? Even more synergies. I know, it just keeps going. They just keep coming. And this is just going to simply buff your firepower based on your anomaly power, which is why we just pump that anomaly power up. We pump the AP up. So the trick is to activate your volcanic rounds to initiate bonus damage with your skills mode. Utilize your skills. Ideally, you have 2 thermal bombs to cast off. This will also buff your Feed the Flames, make your Feed the Flame do more damage, and heal you more efficiently. And each time you use thermal bomb, the explosive ability, that's going to buff your weapon damage. You make sure to confirm kills on enemies you've hit with the thermal bomb in order to make them detonate and hurt every single enemy around them. And you have that sweet, sweet buff volcanic round active, buffing your weapon damage. You already cast a thermal bomb, buffing your weapon damage again. The cool thing is too that your anomaly power not only buffs the direct impact damage of the thermal bomb, but it also buffs the damage of the explosion itself. I have absolutely no problem one-shot hitting anything that comes in touch with the thermal bomb detonation. This does not include bosses, but it absolutely will chunk the hell out of them. I'm hitting for 6, 7, 8k with my thermal bomb explosions. So while this character is inherently squishy and you do not want to get hit or take damage or be at the front, the Feed the Flames is your get out of jail free card. Even with no gear that it modifies or makes Feed the Flames stronger, Feed the Flames is still enough to get you out of the red and right back to full or nearly full. Now that we've gone over how this class works, let's go over the other important gear modifiers that we need to use. These 4 are all incredibly important. The first armor mod that I would highly recommend would be Volcanic Rounds buff your weapon damage by 50% as soon as the skill is over, meaning when you decide to empty the magazine containing Volcanic Rounds or swap weapons, you now have a 50% weapon damage buff with all of your weaponry. As soon as I empty out the clip with volcanic rounds loaded, I swap to a high damage, high alpha damage strike weapon like a one-shot sniper rifle, so I can get 50% bonus damage on that, and it absolute melts. Next, we need to discuss how we're going to buff our thermal bomb with gear modifications. Thermal bomb, aka the crowd pleaser ability. After our 2 volcanic round slots, we have 3 armor pieces to play with, 3 mods. I choose these 3, starting off with increasing the explosion radius of our thermal bomb by 20%. I find this to be incredibly helpful, particularly because we do not necessarily need to buff the damage of the thermal bomb with any further abilities. It already is going to have a absolute metric ass ton of damage based on our anomaly power. If you are choosing to go for a more sustain or tanky build, buffing your health, you might want to consider adding thermal bomb damage, but if you're going max anomaly power, you don't even have to worry about increasing the damage of it at all. This one's a no-brainer. Obviously add another charge of thermal bomb. More thermal bomb equals more explosions equals more opportunity to buff your weapon damage. The last one's my personal favorite, burning ground. Essentially you kill a target with thermal bomb and it leaves a massive puddle that will inflict burn and humongous amounts of damage to anything that goes through it. The idea here is that if someone is pursuing you, chasing you, YOLOing you, you focus them down with a thermal bomb, get rid of them, and anybody else who is behind them chasing you as well will walk through that puddle and take almost as much damage from the burn as they would have if the explosion radius had hit them directly. I flashed a little bit of a tier 2 mod there on my gloves. That's bullet kindling. Enemies take 20% more damage when they're inflicted with burn. That is a humongous buff. Unfortunately, the thing is that you can only craft and change tier 1 slots. You cannot change tier 2 or tier 3 slots. I haven't found a way to do that. So those are going to be based purely on finding them with good RNG. You can break them down and put them into a tier 1 slot of your own choosing, but I am having a difficult time parting ways with all of the tier 1 mods I've discussed so far. 2 final things to cover going to be attributes. Attributes eventually start spawning with 3 slots. This is my favorite combination of attributes to look out for on armor. Number 1, obviously, first and foremost, big anomaly power numbers. That's going to buff all of our skills. Number 2, status power, impacting our burn, making it more efficient. And number 3, cooldown reduction, because come on, faster cooldowns. Let's close this video out with showing you where I allocated my class points. I am up to level 22. That's it. That's everything I got. The skills are rolling on the side there. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end. I appreciate it. If you like this and you've never seen my videos before, please drop a sub. I'd appreciate it. Trying to grow this channel, having a blast doing it. I do videos 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. This week, obviously, a little bit more because I'm in spring break and having too much fun playing Outriders to show up for work, obviously. Rookie mistake. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope to see you soon. For now, we out.